Life gets in the way of things. I'll be streaming soon. Starting soon. I just need to do this. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the Gunbreaker job quest, even though it sucks, or I don't like it as much as the other ones. But it is what it is. I need to get continuation. I'm gonna keep the ladies safe thing. Hello there, Radovan and Sophie.
Oh, now that the Gunbreaker of Eld have yielded a portion of their wisdom, you're ready to take blade in hand. Rather than send moons and moons training you, perhaps we have best find employment first. We can use the time between assignments to refine your abilities, but where shall we start? Adventurers Guild, yes. Yes, that sounds quite promising.
I suppose we are adventurers after all. Tell me, Gudrak, are you familiar with this sort of thing? Oh my. In that case, we couldn't have found a better guide.
Well, there's no time like the present. Shall we?
So, one of the stupidest things I've done in this game right now happened recently. I put a bid in for a house. I got the house. I did not go submit about getting the house. And I lost 2 million gil. Woo! Oh well. That happens.
Now that Mother Mion has made us former members of the Adventurers Guild, we can start accepting assignments.
In fact, we've already been given the details of a potential client in need of a bodyguard or two.
A man named Lesencho is waiting by the Wailing barracks. Sophie and I will try making our own way there to get our bearings.
To the Wailing Barracks, I can feel and see. The barracks. Oh, it's over there. Neat. So, I'll probably try playing Hogwarts tomorrow. And then if I get to do it on Thursday, I'll do 5.4. Or part of 5.4, or try to do it.
You must be the one sent by the Adventurers Guild, yes? Oh, thank goodness. Something dreadful has befallen. Well, threatened to befall the one and only Editla. Edita. You mean to say you are unfamiliar with the most gifted harpsichordist who has ever lived? Whatever possessed me to hire such uncultured It appears my breath would be better spent briefing you on the nature of my request. A few days ago, Thea received a most unwelcome missive. A death threat, to be precise. At first I deemed it nothing more than a crazed scallion. Scallion? Scrawling of some harmless cur. That was until, during a recital, a stone was thrown at her, missing by a hair's breadth. I have in my capacity as a manager cancelled all public appearances until the perpetrator can be brought to justice. I fear, though, that my delicate tulip will wither and fail if unfounded to her dressing. And she has herself expressed a desire to stroll freely beneath the canopies of thy Kethos amphitheater. I see where this is going. You want us to take her for a walk, is that it?
If that's all we have to do, we should count ourselves lucky. A threatening letter and a brazen attack in a public place. We know what would happen next. But she can't stay inside forever. I say we accept.
Splendid! Without any further ado, I shall have Edita prepare for her promenade.
We'd best proceed carefully. If the culprit knows that Lassen Cho asks the Adventurers Guild for help, they can probably deduce that Edia will be coming out of hiding. We shall see if anyone bears a grudge against her, so we know what to expect, and we'd better look around the amphitheater for places where an ambusher might hide.
Also, I need to do the second part of the completion quest. Am I going to the amphitheater? Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
That's good.
Know of her? I certainly do. I would consider myself to be one of her many admirers. In all honesty, I do not care for the way some of the others augur her. For the rumors that Edita received death threats were true. One of those lecherous scoundrels must be behind it. Ah yes, Edita has been in the talk of Gradania since her debut. Her skill as a musician is without question, although I sense that many of her admirers are more interested in her brazen and bizarre stage garbs.
Simkin.
Oh, Edita, even a moment.
Deprived of her some
voluptuous harmonies is akin to an eternity of unimaginable torment. When, oh when, will she grace me with her splendor once more? Gudrak, have you met Miss Odine? Ondine? She is a harpsichordist, like Edita.
That poor girl. What in the world's coming? What in the world? What is the world coming through? That a gifted and beautiful young performer such as her must hide away for fear of her life. It beggars belief. It must be one of her followers. I've seen the way some of them look at her, and it makes my skin crawl. With fans like that, who needs enemies?
So, what does the other locals have to say? So, yes, most of them think that Edita's admirers are to blame, but I sense there's more to it. I think that until we have more information, we should treat everyone with equal suspicion, to be on the safe side. Personally, I'd prefer to carry out a more thorough investigation, but we'd best not keep our client waiting. Once you are ready, let us return to Las Sencho.
Yeah. God. Well, that was a while back. Also, sorry, somebody was telling me something and it came through here. Also, I'm gonna look like this because this looks like more of a Gunbreaker thing. Although, I don't... you want a more investigator look.
Ethia assures me that she will be ready in 2 shakes of a Z's tail, whatever that means. Ah, my chaperones have arrived. Chaperones have arrived. How wonderful.
Oh.
Ah, to finally feel the sun's warm rays, I am reborn. They aren't joking that they call her eccentric.
All this pandering, but it's going to draw unwanted attention. We'd best get this over with in as quickly as possible. Sophie, Gudrak, and I will escort her to the amphitheater. Why don't you stay behind with Lesencha in case we need to hurry back.
Fine by me. I'll keep an eye out for any signs of danger and come running if you call.
Although I am fully prepared to join in guarding Edthea, and even dress for the occasion, I will defer to your professional opinion and remain here. But promise me that you will keep my sweet Petunia safe. Leave it to us. Are you ready, Gudrak?
La la la. What a beautiful day for a stroll.
We only need to escort her to the amphitheater and back, but keep your eyes peeled. I think we need.
Gradania is a wonderful place indeed.
Why does these people here?
Is that? It's Elthea. Edithea.
Oh, come on. Mitra, don't be a fangirl of... Oh, dear. Mitra?
An unrented destruction. Perhaps we can tell us why those bandits are after Edithea.
Edithea has only recently begun performing in Gardania and has already amassed a considerable following, I have heard. However, that some of the more other harpsichordists are envious of his success.
Very bouncy you are.
I heard that Edithea has become something of a recluse of late. I do hope she returns to grace the stage once more. It is her music. It is true. Her music is inspired by all the wondrous places she's seen on her travels.
You are escorting the lovely Edithea. Thea, please allow me to make a request. Make a record of this day's event.
The whole of Gradania delights in Edithea's magnificent melodies. Any other magician pales in comparison to her.
I am present and jealous of the
There you are, you bastards.
Who are these? Who goes there?
Mind, never mind. Step away from the girl, nice and slow.
Mitra? No, I have continuation. When did I get continuation?
You go on ahead, I'll hold back to this. What's that all about? Please take care of her.
There could be more of them. So be on your guard. We must be ready to strike at any moment. It's notice.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my weapon drawn. Keep my stance up. My tank stance up and make... Oh, there's more. Hey, guys. Oh man, that guy has the thingy. Still has the pole dance. Ooh. Why is my walk speed slower than theirs? That's BS. Bloodborne.
My, what a naughty little rabbit. It seems you've wandered too far from your warden. The stage is set for your curtain call, though it costs me a pretty penny to rent the place. This will be the last time you walk all over my stage with those grubby little paws of yours.
Behold. If I remember correctly, there might be a point where I need to invigorate. I do have interject here, so
Useless. And you all call yourself professionals. Look. Introduce a little bunny to my kitty. Now she...
No, she sends the beast after us.
Get away from the lady. Too close. Can you be stunned? Nope, you're resistant.
Try running into them. Maybe a nasty shock, but we can worry about her later.
Tail swipe. Haha, I win!
Sorry to disappoint you, but I am afraid not.
The show's over. Now, take off your mask before I cut it off your face with it. Miss Undyne. Undyne. I might have guessed, but what's Adithya ever done to deserve this?
That harlot doesn't know the first thing about real music. She thinks she can steal my fans, my stage, with those appalling outfits of hers. I won't stand for it. I won't! What happened here? I heard that Undyne wasn't exactly a fan of... I heard that Undyne wasn't exactly a fan of Adithia's, but I never thought she'd pay to have her killed. And now we know that the highwaymen in the woods were in on her scheme too. A few days back, they held up on Dine's carriage in the shroud, but she made them an offer worth more than the value she was carrying. Mind you, I don't suppose there's many of the bastards left after today. You've done us all a good turn, so if you ever need anything from the gods' quiver, don't hesitate to ask. Ah, that's the danger. Now that the danger has passed, Adathea will at long last be able to make her triumphant return to my Krotha's amphitheater. There's still one thing I don't quite understand. Why did those highwaymen attack me at Radovan in the woods? Maybe it was because of your ears. I imagine Undyne told them how much I love wearing my favorite bunny crown. They probably thought you were me. Oh, ho! There's one that wasn't. These ones aren't real Viera ears. At least I don't think so. Actually, I wonder if I might have a word in private with the three of you.
But there are 4 of us.
Yes, but only if I include you, which I am not.
Oh, what have I done to deserve such treatment?
Well, I suppose a lady is entitled to her secrets, but before I return to my duties, I wish to express my gratitude on my part in today's events. You have both performed admirably. Now that the perky manager of mine is out of the way, let us go to the Great Lawn Growery. You have risked life and limb to protect me, so I feel it only fair that I explain myself. One moment, please.
Oh, what?
She's a sylph.
You mean to say she is a sylph from the very beginning?
Oh yes, this one feels much more comfortable now. It's fun to use glamours and play the harpsichord, but a little tiring. Now, this one spent so long in walking one's house. This one nearly died. These ones need the sun's ray to flourish, to live. That is why this one had to go outside. Even though dangerous ones well all around. Dangerous ones were all around. This one hopes helpful ones will understand and not feel listening ones. It'll be sad if this one can no longer play sweet, sweet music.
Your secret is safe with us.
I'm ever so grateful. Promise you'll come to listen to my harpsichord. What? Soon, yes? Teehee?
God, this is a long quest. I have 6 more.
Not quite the conclusion I was expecting, but a satisfactory one nonetheless. I must say you've acquitted yourself rather well, Gudrak. It normally takes a lot more for novices to grasp the fundamental difference between a gunblade and a regular sword. It was originally developed by my people in the Third Era, Astral Era. The march of the Elegant Empire had driven us to the barren wastelands where we survived. Where even survival was constant struggle. Our Queen Gunhilda was closely guarded by loyal soldiers known for their unique weapons they wielded. The loyal vassals were known as Gunhilda's Blades, a name that was
Abbreviated.
abbreviated and applied to more distinctive of the distinguished distinct.
Brain, why are you like this?
Distinctive of their weapons, the gunblade. Meanwhile, the Elegants were developing firearms capable of launching projectiles over great distances, so they were similar in appearance to our gunblades. We refer to these weapons as guns, a term which is now commonplace. So effective were these new weapons on the battlefield, the Queen's Guard decided to specialize in smashing through the enemy lines and destroying them as swiftly as possible. They come to be known as Gunbreakers. Even after the fall of the Elegant Empire, these techniques were passed down to each new generation. My clan are the descendants of Gunhilda's royal guard. Although I am all that remains, it is my duty to see the arts of the Gunbreaker live on, even if that means entrusting it to an outsider such as yourself.
If you like history lessons you took, we'll get along like a house on fire.
I'd best leave it there for the time being. I don't want to overwhelm the lad. The best learning is done in the field, however. A pleasant as Gardenia is, I am eager to see the other city-states. What the other city-states have to offer.
Then may I suggest Uldar? Their markets have goods for all over the world, and I'm dying to take a look.
Udal it is then. I would go on ahead. When you arrive, seek us out. We shouldn't be hard to find.
I spin like a maniac, maniac. Hey, Sophie's in a new outfit again.
The best way to settle in a new place is to dress like the locals. Well, that's my excuse anyways.
It's good to finally get away from the noisy marketplace. Not that this watering hole was any quieter. Still, it's a paradise compared to anywhere you'll find in Garland territory.
I think he's just in a sour mood because he can't find any work.
You're not wrong there, Sophie. I'll keep looking through. Gudrak, you'd better train by yourself until we find our next client, which, with a little luck, will be soon.
Yeah, like right now.
The walls have surrounded this city reminds me of my homeland. We built it as a fortress to keep out invaders. Not that it makes much difference in the end.
Oh, not that again. Perhaps we could lighten the mood by sharing our recent bit of good news.
Ah, yes. It looks like we found our next client. Nothing's been decided, but a lady named Oriel is waiting for us near the gates of Thor. We'll meet you there.
This is the one thing I remember about this quest. This quest is where the woman tries to sell her son. Through the fire and the flames. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the young lady. Oh, this one isn't long. If I remember correctly, it isn't too long.
You're the bodyguards, right? We need your help. It's my husband. After he walked out, I thought I'd seen the last of him, but now... Oh, you're got to keep him away from us.
I'm not quite sure we qualify to settle domestic disputes.
Rodovan, this sounds serious. Hear her out, would you?
Very well. My apologies. Please continue.
His name's Garant. Garart. He won't leave us alone. He keeps jumping out to harass us when we're by ourselves. If we were to go outside the city gates, I'm sure he'd follow us. And when he does, I want you to scare him off.
I doubt he'd show himself if he sees you have bodyguards. So we'll wait nearby. When the moment is right, we'll give him a fright. He won't forget it. In a hurry.
Yes, that's ought to work. Tim and I will leave through these gates, so you should find a hidden place. It's time that bastard, excuse my language, learned his lesson.
Pretty sure this is a short one. Get on my flying chair. Flying chair. Fly, you flying chair.
This husband of hers sounds like a nasty piece of work. We'd best be ready for trouble.
Remember, we're got the boy to think about. I'd rather not cut a man down in front of his own son. But I will if I have to. Follow my lead. Get away from her!
What?
Who the bloody hells are you? Who the bloody hells are you? Friends of Oriel. Now walk away while we still can. While you still can.
But I only want what's best for my boy. Your boy? You've got no right to call him that. He belongs to me.
This is my final warning. Bother them again and you won't live to regret it.
That'll teach him. And you were wonderful. Worth every kill. Thank you so much.
It was our pleasure. Although there wasn't much for you to do, your presence lent weight to my words. But most importantly, the client was satisfied with our work.
Yes. She did seem rather pleased with herself. Listen, you two, there's no time to explain. Just follow the woman.
Hell's bells. When Sophie's got it, one of her hunch, there's no stopping her.
Yeah, I'm getting better at the timing of that. To east, Fanaland. Eastern. Papaya, papaya, papaya.
I knew she was up to something.
Why would she bring Tim all the way out here? What are we supposed to do with a little run like that? This?
If we feed him up, might be worth something one day.
She's selling her own child. You've got to stop them. Wait, is that?
Enough of this. Stay away from my son.
Son, eh? Ha! You should have kept out of this, mate. Too late now.
I don't no idea what I'm doing there.
quickly. We've got to help him.
Not now. Drac, it's up to you.
Behold the power of the gunblade. Boom, baby.
You saved us. How can I ever...
Daddy.
Drac, I let you down. I won't let anyone down, but I let everyone down but Sophie. Whatever happened here?
I knew for a moment that I met Oriel there was something not quite right about her. It wasn't until later I realized she's a Somnol addict. Once it took hold, it changes you. She was able to keep her addiction hidden from most, but not from me. And probably not from her family either.
Yes, I've known for a while.
But I had no idea she'd do something like this. Gods, if I hadn't started gambling, this never would have happened. My debt spiraled beyond my control and she ran away to get away from me, to start a new life with our son. The shock of losing them made me realize I couldn't live like that anymore, so I vowed to turn my life around, and I worked my fingers to the bone to repay the money I owed. But by the time I finally found the courage to track down Oriel, it was too late. She'd made new friends, wrong sort of friends, and I had to resort to gods only know what to make ends meet. It became too much to bear, and Sommus was her only escape. Nothing else mattered to her, not even our child. So you see, it wasn't law only my life I ruined. I made her who she is today. That is why I didn't have it in me to hate her. What will you do now?
I plan to send her to Fundale's for Syria. They can trade people like Oriel. Although it costs more than most folks can earn, my savings could cover it for a short while at least. We'll take it one day at a time and see how she responds to the treatment. I know she may never recover, but I cannot give up on her. Obviously, she's in no fit state to look after Tim. So she'll be living with me. You could have been killed confronting those slavers. If you wind up dead, there'll be no one to look after the boy. From now on, you'll have to think before you act.
I swear I will.
Thank you all for everything you've done. That poor child, Sophie's quick thinking may have saved him on this occasion, but I fear his hardships are far from over. I, on the other hand, only succeeded in disgracing myself.
It's not your fault, Radovan. I think you owe Gudrak an explanation, though.
Yes, if we are to fight side by side, there is something you must know. Though I have served as an Imperial conscript for a time after I disobeyed a direct order, I was sentenced to solitary confinement for more than a decade. Like many of the inmates, I was forced to wear an a magic color. The warden could use them to administrate severe electric shocks any time they wanted. They pleased, and pleased them it did. The paralysis will eventually wear off, but even now, years after removing the collar, my whole body will suddenly seize up. It's as though the pain never left me, and could reawaken at any moment. Thankfully, my condition appears to have improved somewhat since leaving the Empire. Perhaps one day I will be free of it, but until then there's no telling when it might strike.
Brother Vans saved my bacon more times than I can count, so it's only fair that I do the same for him. I've been through thick and thin. We've been through thick and thin. Ever since the first time we met the Garlean Gals. I was awaiting execution along with other captive members of the Resistance, as well as various insurgents and undesirables. Among them were some mules addicts. Even in the Imperial Gauls there are ways to get your hands on it. I saw, for real. I couldn't put my finger on it at first, but Shadows had the same look in the eyes as those lost souls. Anyways, where was I? So Radhavan has been meaning to escape ever since he was first imprisoned. And was secretly digging a tunnel a few ilms each night over the course of about 10 years. The only thing it went the wrong way. Then one night, he suddenly burst through my wall.
Why did you have to tell him that? You know I'm far from proud of my miscalculation.
Well, things worked out in the end, didn't they? The other inmates made such a ruckus when you came crashing in, drew the attention of the wardens, and all hell broke loose. In the confusion, Radhavan and I forced our way through past the guards, and by some miracle we managed to avoid their searchlights, and finally we were free.
Free to return to my wife and child, to my homeland, or so I thought. While I've been rotting away in the Guardian cell, everything I knew, everything I loved had been taken from me. I should have been there, but I couldn't, even. Enough of this. We've spoken over long, so it is as it is. Well then, where to next?
I think I've had a fill of Gul'dan. Let's say we try our luck in Limsalominsa. I'm sure a change of scenery will do us a world of good.
Yes, I'd like the sound of that. Let's reconvene at the local Adventurers Guild.
I have a ticket for this. Oh, I'll show why it loads. I'm going to do something real quick. Hey, I teleported in front of this hot Viera lady. Come on. Did she has Lisa's hairstyle? Yeah, she has Lisa's hairstyle. Sophie in her new outfit. Let's look at it. Less revealing than the last one. I don't like this one. I like your other two better. This one's a bit of, like, weird.
So what do you think?
A city founded by pirates. There's a terrible idea if I ever heard one. And all the cutthroats running rampant. I'm surprised there's anyone left.
But what about the view? The sea breeze?
There'll be plenty of time to enjoy ourselves once we have a few more gil in our pockets. Kadrek, we're still waiting for word from the guild, so perhaps you should find somewhere for a few practice swings in the meantime. You'd be pleased to hear that the Yellow Jackets have offered us this assignment.
After taking on more than we'd bargained for with our previous clients, we're hoping this one will turn out to be relatively straightforward. We haven't heard what it entails yet, but I'll bet it's something important.
A man named Futag Yafutag has arranged a meeting with us in Bulkwood Hall. Let's go and see what he wants.
Thank you for coming at such short notice. Time is of the essence, so I'll be brief. We want you to protect Gold Whites, who was until recently leader of the Flaming Mongrels. They were once a gang of raiders, but eventually settled in Linsalamintha to extort and rob their way to a position of considerable influence in the criminal underworld. That all ended with Wits turning himself in. No one saw it coming. Not even in the other Flaming Mongrels. He's due to give testimony in exchange for a reduced sentence, and not just about the crime he committed himself either. All of the gangs he's had dealings with have ample reason to silence him before he spills his secrets. He's currently being held in the Orab dry dock, Your job is to see that he reaches Limsa in one piece. So, you want us to act as bodyguards to a criminal? I don't like the sound of that.
We'd be protecting the information that is in his head. What could be useful that could be used to bring countless other lawbreakers to justice? It sounds like a worthwhile cause to me.
It is. And before you ask why we're hiring outsiders, it's to avoid attention. If I pull too many yellow jackets from their post, the gangs will figure out what's going on. Better to give the impression that it's business as usual while using professionals like you to escort him in secret. We'll still need to secure the route, so I'll go on ahead and see to the preparations. Come and find me at the dry docks when you are ready.
Before we begin, we will find out more about this Galwitz. While it's important to place our trust in the client, I don't want to repeat the mistake we made last time.
Oh, geez, Cecil.
If the rumors are true, the flaming mongrels are involved in most of the land money laundering and extortion that goes on in the city. Galwitz was at the center of this wee web, overseeing every aspect of these clandestine activities. Now that he's finally found the decency to give himself up, I imagine that his former associates would rather he kept quiet concerning the deals.
Ah, yes. Everybody has heard of the flaming mongrels. Their more this operandi is to offer loans, increase the interest to the extent of their mark, has no hope of ever paying it back, and then forcing the poor soul to obey their every whim.
I am not at liberty to discuss an ongoing investigation. I can say, however, that many yellowjackets believe heartless curs like Galwitz deserve nothing less than death. He and his rogues have left only tragedy and despair in their wake. Mercy would be wasted.
Banana, banana, banana. God, I'm have so many guys here. Whoop.
Like you, did you hear anything useful? Yes, it's just as Agyat says. Galwitz sincerely has a lot of enemies on both sides of the law.
Radovan, it's not too late to refuse. Think about what you're doing.
Trust me, I have. Now, let's say no more on the matter. We have a job to do.
I have 3 more after this. Nice.
expect he'll be... I'd expect he'll be in fetters, but I'd keep an eye out on him. Keep an eye on him. If he tries to escape, I'll make him regret it.
I don't really care about Radovan.
All set. Good. All set. Good. Then it's time to bring out the prisoner. I present Kolwitz, scoundrel of Limsa Lominsa, scourge even. His life is in your hands now. Guard him well.
Thank you kindly.
You are Are you sure you got the right man? Quite sure. Now listen carefully. This is important. We've scouted the road ahead and we've spotted groups of unsavory figures lying in wait. The plan is to put them down and rush past before anyone realizes what happened.
Well, if that's how you prefer us to handle it, then very well. But we'll need someone to take the lead and cut through their ambush. I choose you for the role, Gudrek. Show me for how far you've come as a gunbreaker. The rest of us will stay close to Goldwitz and fend off any that try to flank us. Futag, I give you my word that we'll get him to Limsa, even if I have to carry him there.
We're depending on you. Gudrek, once you've cleared a path, we'll be right behind you. We'll regroup at Ossian's Embrace and assess the situation before moving on.
Fly, you fools!
It's probably the Yellow Jackets. Good sir, you must eat my blade. Ah, two of you now. Oh, you're down. Ah, I forgot to turn that on. Whoops.
A pretty poor attempt at an ambush. Without the element of surprise, they're nothing.
Yes, very impressive. But I'll save my thanks until we reach Limsa, if you don't mind. I bring bad news, I'm afraid. Those men weren't here to ambush you. They were only lookouts. The bulk of the enemy forces lie ahead. We'll take the prisoner to safe hiding place until those rogues have him dealt with.
What?
What? Why wasn't I so informed sooner? We only received the information ourselves. I've too taken the prisoner into custody. I'm to take the prisoner into custody. While you are to return to your post until further notice. As for the hirelings, their service are no longer required. Now hold on a moment. Look, if you got a problem, take it up with Commandant Rainier. They're his orders, not mine. Alright, you've made your point. Well, that's that, I suppose. Nevertheless, I see that you received the full amount as agreed. It was a pleasure working with you.
Something about this doesn't add up. Surely it would make more sense for Futag to go with them. Besides, our agreement was to see Gunwalds to Lin settlements, and that's exactly what I intend to do. You two come with me.
Looks like the shoe's on the other foot this time. So, I can hardly refuse. Come on, before he does something we'll regret.
What? Right, I'm gonna use the random button this time. Look at me. I'm flying my balloons. I mean, oh my god, that is stupid. If you're gonna go past Limsa, why? Yeah. If you're smart, you wouldn't go past the entrance of Limsa.
This is her idea of a safe hiding place.
She took him inside. He took him inside. My guess is correct. There's no time to waste.
None of this is about following. Nothing for it but to follow him, I suppose.
Stop this at once!
Stay out of it, sellsword. My friends died because of this filth. He's got no right to live. So why would you protect him?
'Cause I gave my word. Though he may be beyond redemption, he acts out, not for his own sake, but for the good of others. His testimony would make Lamsaluminsa a safer place. Now lower your axe.
Think the 12. You got there when you did. It didn't take long for us to find out it was all a ruse. But by then, she'd already bought enough time to carry out her plan. Luckily for me, the three of you weren't so easily duped. Of course, she's not the only Yellow Jacket to bear a grudge against Gonwalds, but I never thought any of them would go to such lengths. A fine bloody mess this is. While we may have been waylaid somewhat, our order to escort the guildward still stands.
Before we go, I want to thank ye for all ye've done. Truth is, I ain't got long to live. Even if I can escape, have me lid popped off, the sickness'll get me soon enough. You could have lived out your life, your days as one of that leading figures in the underworld, rich and powerful. What made you turn yourself in?
Since afore I can remember, I've been cheated and killed. I've been cheating and killing to put food in me belly and gear in me pocket. But I was good at it too, and I was good at it too. Worked me way to the top. At the top of what? Bunch of liars, swindlers, and murderers. And when I found out I only had a few moons left, I realized Limsa's the way it is because of people like me. Ain't gotta be that way though. Not if I can say my piece. In that case, we'd best get you to Limsa, post haste. Aye, before I kick the bucket, lead the way.
I'm glad our part's over, but I wonder what would happen to conduits. Not the most direct route, but we got here in the end. All that remains is for a Gonwitz to give his testimony on behalf. Oh, wrong voice. All that remains is for Gonwitz to give his testimony on behalf of the Yellow Jackets. I offer you my thanks. You've kept your word. Now it's me turn. Fare ye well. And every city that has its problems, but one more than most. It is high time we moved on.
Seeing as we've been to Alamigo, Gridania, Uldar, and Limsa, that just leaves Ishgard. I didn't expect thrills in cold climates, though.
Just get yourself a decent overcoat, and you'll be fine. Well then, let's be off. To Ishgard we go.
Greater teleportation. Oh, I gotta go to the bar. Of course they be at the bar. To forget the night. No, I like this better than the last outfit.
Why would anyone want to live here? Even though such thick, and with these thick clothes, I'm freezing to the bone.
I'll keep you warm.
I'd admit it's a fair bit colder than I expected. Not that it's anything to be concerned about.
That's easy for you to say. To say?
We'll soon get used to it, I'm sure. Anyways, Gadrak, it seems that instead of offering work via an adventurer's guild. Ishgard's Knights Templar issued levies. Although there be no although there be not appears to be any clients it needs for protection, it is only a matter of time before anything comes our way. Something comes our way. Until then, be sure not to let your skills or your gunblade grow rusty.
3 more left.
We Hrothgar are quite used to cold and snow, so we sometimes forget the problem it poses for other races. This morning, a homeless Hurl lad was found lying stone cold in the street.
When they came to carry him away, he was frozen solid. Like a statue, the poor thing. Can't have been more than 12 summers old.
We asked the Knights Templar if there was something we could do, and we were told that they had the perfect assignment for us. Our client this time is Reese of Garland Ironworks. Their founder said Garland is one of the few Garleans who have turned his back on the Empire and is a hero to many living there under their rule. I'd wonder if I might have the honor of meeting him in person. At any rate, we must first head to the Sky Steel manufactory.
Da 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 da.
Is it true that Sid is the one who introduced magic to the Eorzea?
Good evening. I take it you're the bodyguard sent by the Knights Templar. There's someone I'd like you to protect. A recently defected Garlean engineer, as it happens. I'll not bore you with the details, but he is to oversee the installation of the cerulean heating system. We're hoping it would avert tragedies like the one that recently occurred in the Broom. Yes. We saw the body being carried away. Terrible sight it was. If this engineer friend of yours needs safe passage here, we'd be glad to help.
Unfortunately, the Empire does not take kindly to the desertion, especially when the man in question is one of the most highly esteemed scientists. We've received word that a group known as the Alauddin has been dispatched to see that he never reaches Ishgard.
Gods be good.
I've heard of them. Prisoners offered an opportunity to reduce their sentence through loyal service to Garlemald. By all counts, they fight like men possessed, desperate to earn their freedom.
Worst of all, they are led by Vitus Quan Nessala, a man whose cruelty knows no bounds. As a soldier, he's reached the rank of Pilus Pyro, but was relegated after butchering a village of innocent civilians, purely to sate his own bloodlust. Even his fellow Guardians are disgusted by these barbaric acts. Yet, that did aught to damage his reputation as a skilled warrior equal to Gaius Van Balsar himself. During my imprisonment, Vitus Quan Masala came to enlist me. I told him I'd sooner rot in gaol than serve under a rabid dog like him. As you can imagine, he was far from pleased for my refusal and tried to persuade me by using my magic to collar to administer countless electric shocks. I never forget the look in his eye as he pressed the button over and over.
Of course, not everyone is as resilient as Radovan. Many who fight for the Alude do so against their will, though they are no less deadly for it. By the Fury, if I'd known the dangers involved, I would have called the whole thing off. It's too late now, though. The airship is already on its way to Corthus. It shall soon be arriving in the Observatorium. Sadly, we couldn't gain permission to have the Imperial craft dock in the city for matters of security. From the rendezvous point, we will proceed the rest of the way to there on foot. Once we've safely inside the gates of judgment, we can consider the mission a success.
Your friend is risking his life for the sake of others. Reese, I give my word that he will reach Ishgard safely. So, listen, Sophie. You know as well as I do that the Alude are reckless as they are tenacious. For that reason, I want you to stay behind.
You think you can take them on without me there to help heal you?
Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful to have you by my side, but against foes like that, Drek and I will struggle to protect you and the engineer.
Protect me? Look, Radovan, we protect each other, remember? Or perhaps you see me as nothing but a burden. Fine, have it your way. Not to rush you or anything, but we should get going. I'll meet you at the airship landing on the top of the mountain, on the tower.
Ooh, I left the thing up.
Before we leave, there's something I'd like to make clear. I didn't mean to what I said to Sophie. I think she's an excellent conjurer and more than capable of taking care of herself. But this is Vitus Quan Masala. We're dealing with a monster who delights in toying with his prey. I cannot let her face that kind of danger. You see, Sophie and I have been inseparable ever since we escaped our Garlean captors. When I discovered that what had befallen my family, I came close to taking my own life. And I might have even gone through with it if Sophie hadn't stopped me. She's lost the loved ones too, but has never given up hope. Sophie's helped me realize there is still a place in this world for me. In fact, it was her idea that I become a bodyguard. Although no one will ever replace the family I lost, she felt to fill the void in my life and gave me a reason to carry on. If she were here now, she would tell me to stop being such a sentimental fool. Or words to that effect. Anyways, the sooner we finish this assignment, the sooner I can get back here and apologize to her.
Greater teleportation. We fly. I need to do these. An item just knocked out. Up, up, and away! Oh god! Back up we go. Wasn't real.
I got the impression they've been waiting for us, perhaps. I spoke over long.
Now that you're here, allow me to introduce the man you will be escorting. Kaltonan Mamula. Kato Nan Nan Mamula. At your service. Or should that be Katos Mamula? Now that I am in Ishgard. Is there something wrong? The matter? No.
No, it's nothing.
Master Mamula is carrying documents liberated from the Empire that would prove vital in Ishkan and Garlean Ironworks. Investigations of Omega. This may to an increased likelihood of encountering Imperial pursuers. However. Well then, shall we begin?
Something is up with you, old man. Thanks. Oh! Yeah, I made a mistake, so I could have probably had a better turn. Where, bro? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The Alu Day knew you were coming. Hell's bells. They must have seen the airship from miles away. I'll stay with the engineer. You go on ahead and draw them out. We'll rendezvous at the camp at the north.
Look at that. Look at me. Look at me.
Some of the... Some of the Alude. Some of the Alude stayed in their hiding places until you passed. One of them got Therese. He's hurt, but it could have been a lot worse.
I'm sorry, they caught me by surprise.
We've made it this far, but Vitus is still out there. If this is just a taste of the Alude the Alude has in store for us, our best option is to avoid confrontation altogether. Mamula and I will sneak past them while you and Reese stay behind. The two of us stand a better chance than a group of four.
No, we must stick together.
I know how you feel, but sometimes discretion is the better part of valor. You see the sense in this, don't you? We'll meet back in Ishgard.
My colleagues will contact me via Linkpro once Master Mamula has arrived in Ishgard. In the meantime, we shall lie low. We don't want to alert the Alude to our presence any more than we already have. Oh, and I'd better get these wounds looked at. Thank goodness you're all right. You'd been gone for so long I came looking for you. I met a few nasty characters on the way here, but I soon sent them packing. Wait, where's Radovan? And the engineer you're supposed to be escorting? Kato non Manula. If the two of them are together, then Radovan never talked to anyone about it, but it came from a place called Bajja Siddhar. It was utterly destroyed in the Garlean experiment gone wrong. In charge of the project was Midas Garland and his right-hand man, Katoman Manovo. Radovan's opposition to Bajja being used as a test subject for potentially dangerous magitech led to his imprisonment, and his fears were proven correct when the city was obliterated. There's a strong chance as he plans to exact his revenge. We have to stop him. They headed northwest towards Ishgard, yes? We should be able to follow their trail. There's no time to lose.
For my homeland. For my family.
Bastia.
Godrek. Stay back. This fiend robbed me of everything I held dear. Don't deny my vengeance.
You swore to protect it.
I will not beg your forgiveness, however. I ask that you hear my final words. Midas and I knew there was risk involved in the experiment, but we did not foresee that it could fail so catastrophically. I have lived with unending agony, agonizing guilt ever since. From that day forth, I have sought redemption, a chance to somehow right the wrongs that I have committed. That is why I asked Midas' son, Sid, to aid in my defection from Golemald, that my knowledge and expertise may be put to good use. But I always knew that the sins of my past would return to haunt me. I submit myself to your judgment.
What have I become? My honor as a Gunbreaker, as a man, I've thrown it all away. You're the last of us now.
That's bent in a weird way.
You want us to kill him now, sir?
Now,
The old coat can wait. The old goat, even.
oh wait, I've been using that voice for evil people, so
It's the prowling lion I want. Yes, your head will make a fine trophy.
It's Malula. Is Malulaya right? And where's Radovan? Wandered off. But we've still got a job to do. And I dread to think what might have happened if you hadn't stopped him. Come on, Jack. With or without Radovan, we still have a job to do. Let's get Manula to Ishgard.
oh,
I noticed that Radovan acted rather strangely when they first met Master Manula, but I had no idea he'd tried to kill him. Thank goodness for you. And Sophie. I shall not squander this second chance at life. You have my eternal gratitude. After the trouble you had reaching Dragonhead Camp, I'm pleasantly surprised that the Alude they kept away from us for the remainder of the journey. Yes, fortunately indeed. All's well that ends well, as the saying goes. One thing still troubles me though. If that Vitis Quan Masala is as ruthless as they say, I doubt the walls of Ishgard would deter him from pursuing his target. As such, Master Manula will be closely guarded until we can be certain it's safe. Yes, well, it'd be a shame if I were kept from fulfilling my obligations. I hope that the next time we meet, I shall have glad tidings to share. We managed to get Manula here on hand, but in doing so, we lost sight of Radovan. He could be anywhere by now. But we've been through so much for me to turn my back on him now. If he decides to get his act together, he knows where to find me. Until then, we'd better be on the lookout for the Alu Day. I doubt we've seen the last of them. For better or worse, the Alude are nowhere to be seen. Reese and the others seem to think they've abandoned their mission and gone back to Garlemald, which I highly doubt. For them, failure simply isn't an option. But what I want to know is, where is Radovan? I've a good mind to pack up and leave here, or at least find somewhere warmer to wait for him. There's one thing I can't bear, standing around doing nothing, especially somewhere as bitterly clothed as this. I know, let's go and ask the Temple Knights if they've any work for us. What took you so long? I've already been and spoken to them. Anyways, there's a client looking for protection. They wish to remain anonymous. We're supposed to meet them in a place called Twin Pools, which is in Western Corthus, apparently. Seeing as we have nothing better to do, may as well go and find out what they want. We should pass the time until Radovan comes back, if nothing else.
Oh yes, this is the ambush, I believe. Delibrum Regine. is Mina.
There's something awfully fishy about you. Could it be? Are you a fellow fishing fanatic? An angling apostle? A aficionado?
Oh God. I'm gonna slap you later. So tomorrow, most likely, I'm gonna do Harry Potter. Next day, I'm gonna do the thingy-mabob. Well, that's just damn too bad. Ah, yes, here it is. The final duty.
My prayers have been answered. I was beginning to think Temple Knights have forgotten. I do hope you would forgive my need for secrecy. The nature of my request is very sensitive. You see, now if you would be so kind to follow me.
I think that's the main bad guy.
I can't break free.
I do really like his sword, though.
Wriggle all you want, little fly. Nothing escapes my web. But, it would be ashamed if you were to die without knowing the name of the spider who entangled you. I am Vitis Quan Masala, commander of the Alu Day. When we came to collect the old goat who had strayed from the herd, I never expected to find a prowling lion. Or should I say, warrior of light. There are many in Golemod who would be delighted were I to present your corpse. But I doubt that restoring me to Pilus Prior will suffice. No, Legatus would be far more fitting. That Betis van Masala has such a wonderful ring to it. Yes, so close. I am almost so close I can almost taste it. Your tale ends here.
Na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Odovan, where the bloody hells have you been?
Tracking the Aludai. That's how I knew they'd come for you, Gudrak. Prisoner 1441. If I am not mistaken, first you refuse my kind offer. Then you have the audacity to escape. And now this. Wherever I am, to do with you. You're not the only one who would have few tricks up his sleeve, Vitas. When we first encountered the Aludai, I noticed the colors they were wearing. I had one myself not so long ago. This might be your way of maintaining discipline. It took one of them to Malula, who engineered a device similar to yours. How ironic that the very colors you are fond of could be turned against you. Worthless dogs. Of course, I never needed the Aludai or some magic trap to slay the likes of you, but I prefer to leave nothing to chance. No matter, we will just have to settle this the old-fashioned way. Speaking of which, where did you find those antiques? If you think they can compare to a Garlean gunblade, you are wrong. Very wrong. As much as I wish to fight him alone, there are more at stake than that. My pride. I must rid the world of this beast. Once and for all. Trek, Sophie. Follow my lead. enjoy our little game, but this time it comes to an end. Give me help me form a barrier.
Understood.
Superbolide! Heart of Corundum. Heart of Stone. Sonic Blade! Yeah, you're a bitch.
I never thought that I'd live to see the day that Vitis Quan Masala met his match. You are a better Gunbreaker than I ever was. And for what it's worth, I'm sorry for all the trouble I've put you both through.
You're sorry? I should bloody well hope so too. You great oaf? What were you thinking threatening Manula like that? Not to mention leaving us to escort him to Ishgard.
When Godrek found me with Manula, I noticed that Alu died watching us from a nearby cliff top. I thought it was strange that they'd pass up the opportunity to attack us, so I made it appear as though I'd abandoned you and started following them in secret. I discovered that their prime target was now the Warrior of Light, not Katomanula. Their scouts saw you on the way to Camp Dragonhead and reported to the Vitus, who then called off the ambush to see for himself when the information was valid. Powerful as he was, he could never show his hand unless he was certain of victory. So he waited to make his move. One thing I did know for certain is that even if the three of us fought together, we wouldn't stand a chance against the full might of the Al-Dai. That was when I decided to consult our fugitive engineer. We talked in the early hours of the morning until we reached an understanding, and he agreed to construct the magic control device. In order for the plan to work, I would have to remain hidden until the last moment. Even for the two of you.
But I thought you needed time alone to think about what you did.
The remorse I felt had dishonored myself was no act. When I realized Manula's identity, I wanted to confront him about Pascha, but I needed to get him away from you and Reese. Never had any intention of killing him. All I wanted was for him to admit his crimes. But it still gave me the sixth sense of satisfaction to see him on his knees, defeated. That is when I knew I betrayed the ideals of the Gunbreakers. That I abandoned my honor. I want to thank you for guiding me back to the true path. With Vitus gone, any remaining members of the Al-Dai are free from its control, and are likely to be treated as fugitives. Run from the Empire is, in any case. I think it's safe for Manula to come out of hiding now.
One more quest after this, and I'll be done for today.
Allow me to express my gratitude for vanquishing the Alu today. Which I understood was due in no small part to Radovan's marvelous idea involving the magic colors. I'm glad to hear the device had cobbled together functioned as intended. Yes, we couldn't have done it without your help. Yes, we could not have done it without your help. Vitus alone pushed the three of us to our limits. Had the Al-Dai joined the fight, things would have ended up differently. We owe you our lives.
All things considered, it was the least I could do. A remarkably simple matter, in fact, compared to my next endeavor. The installation of Ishkard's cerulean heating system. While I may never be able to adequately repay the kindness I have been shown, I must begin somewhere until we meet again.
Jack, since I first met you, I knew you had the potential of becoming a Gunbreaker. As the only one of my clan, plan to escape the destruction of Bolstia? Citadel, I thought the art of gunbreaking would die with me. Now that I have passed on all I know to you, my successor, I feel there is little for you to gain from taking on assignments with us.
Yes, we can hardly expect the Warrior of Light to spend valuable time assisting us with our money-making schemes.
Before we part ways, however, there's one last place I would like to visit with you. I hear that a great many adventurers who hope to make a name for themselves head to Reverend's Toll. I imagine that there will be plenty to keep us busy. But more than anything, I am hoping to find others to whom I can impart teachings of my clan. Once people see you with your gunblade strapped to your back, I'm sure they'll pique their curiosity. So, will you come with us?
Seems like a funny location for a town, but it certainly is lively.
I must confess, we must have struggled to find a place without you. We would have.
Yes, when I first heard about a remote settlement populated almost entirely of adventurers and the like, I was expecting it to be a lot more lawless and chaotic. Knives out over card games, that sort of thing. What a pleasant surprise it turned out to be.
With a little luck, I'll find candidates to train as Gunbreakers. Though it goes against tradition of my clan to teach outsiders, meeting you has proved to me that we were being overly cautious. You see, the Gunbreaker is forged for one purpose: to protect. We fear that its techniques will fall into the hands of those who seek to oppress and conquer, such as the Garlean Empire, the Garleans, and the Allegans. Before them, centuries of being set by enemies on all sides taught us to fear, distrust those not of our clan. That is why we kept our art such as closely guarded secret. When you came to our rescue that day, you acted without a thought of your own safety to aid those in need. This is the true essence of a Gunbreaker. You have your own ideals to protect, your own promises to keep. Go forth, Jack, and follow your path, wherever it may lead. Following your hard work fought victory, you have now mastered a new technique. Continuation.
Let me turn this into her first. I can't. Do we not have? Oh. Oh yeah, since they got rid of it. Shadowbringer and Sophie are settling in Revenant's Toe, yet still yearns for adventure.
Ah, Gudruk. It's good to see you again. Since we last met, I've been introduced to a fair few adventurers who hope to learn the art of Gunbreaker. Though having taught you, my expectations are perhaps a little too high.
Radovan's been so preoccupied he hardly takes on any more other jobs, leaving me plenty of time on my hands. Those women who work for Rwana have me running about after bookstones, or was it stone tomes? Forget which. Anyways, what have you been up to?
Man who protects his friends with a gunblade. How could that be? Learned it while in the Imperial territory, eh? Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that I am the only Gunbreaker to escape the destruction of Bozja. Destruction of Bozja's citadel. And if I did not train him, who did? That's it. One of the others would still be out there.
Now that you mention it, an adventurer from Gardania told me that he saw a man in the Carlin canopy carrying a weapon a lot like your gunblade. A Hrothgar too. I thought they were talking about you, so I didn't pay much attention, but you haven't been back there since we moved to Revenant's Toe. I wonder who it could be.
Sophie, why didn't you say something sooner? If it truly is one of my fellow Gunbreakers, I have to find them.
We should probably go with him. Even if there is another Gunbreaker wielding Hrothgar, it wouldn't necessarily mean they'll be pleased to see Radovan. Perhaps Mother Mioun knows something about it. Why yes, a man like that one described has been here a few days ago.
And you're sure he has a gunblade like mine?
Identical, I would say. But more importantly, he was looking for you, Radovan. As I was in the midst of explaining the assignment I gave you, he suddenly ran off in search of your former client. He was gone before I could have the chance to ask his name.
Who could he be? And what did he want?
Oh look, it's my favorite... Oh look, it's my favorite bodyguard. Oh, uh, what a surprise. I was wondering, would we, we never, I mean, I thought we'd never see you again. Since last we met, my sweet Marigold has returned to thrilling audiences. With her uplifting performance, as a matter of fact, we have come here to drink to her continued success. And your timing and choice of venue was impeccable. We were meaning, for we had need of your help. Do you? Did you by any chance remember the halfling man who was looking for Radovan? He may have asked you about the assignment to guard Edithia. Yes, I know of whom you speak. He had heard that Radovan was last seen making a beeline for Uda, and we told him as much.
He can't stay for long. When he realized I was no longer here, I'd best find him before he moves. If he's following a similar line of questioning, he'd lead him to our former client. Since Oriel is most likely still undergoing treatment, we'll probably end up talking to Garet instead.
I must say, this fearsome-looking chap, not that sort of person you can chase you. Not the sort of person you want chasing you.
I must say he was rather fearsome looking chap.
I would say he was a rather fearsome-looking chap, not the sort that would want to chase you. Make sure he doesn't kill you or anything. At least the sun seems well enough. All things considered. Thanks to you, Tim and I have been living together for a little while now. Most of the money I earn goes to Fondale's.
God, I had to read that part again because I accidentally turned off my mic.
Slowly but surely, she is improving, though she still can't forgive herself for what she put him through. Not sure I can either, but we're all she's got. Daddy and Mommy was very sick before, but she's getting better. Happiness comes easily to some people, while others have to fight for it. I hope you find the strength to support each other in the days to come. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I almost forgot to mention that about a man was asking about you. The half guard broke. Similar story too. After I told him you'd left with all, he headed off in the direction of the airship. Landing? Not again. He's probably already in Limsa looking for you. Then let's head straight to Funtag Yafuntag. Funtag Yafuntag. And pray we're not too late.
It's just easier to teleport. God. kind of getting distracted with other things. I should hurry and finish this and then get it over with. Because I am getting distracted. I really am.
Come to think of it, I wonder what happened to Golwitz. This is the first time. This is the first time I've seen the three of you since the business with Golwitz, yes? As planned, his testimony led to the conviction of several high-profile criminals. Then a few days later, he died peacefully in his sleep.
I see. Even though he knew he was beyond forgiveness, his final deeds have made Lim Settlements a safer place. If only he's seen the era of his ways soon.
There was one other thing. A fellow an awful lot like yourself came through not long ago. He was looking for you, Radovan. I told him that you'd move on and that he should try his luck around the airship landing.
Then he must have gone to Ishgard.
And he'll eventually find his way to Reese. We'd hopefully keep him busy until we arrive. Come on. We'd best get it going. There you are. We were just discussing the Gunbreaker fellow you're chasing after. He was here looking for you, and I'm afraid you've missed him.
I might have guessed. Back to Revenant's Toe it is then.
Hold on. When I mentioned Master Manula, the Hearthguard fellow seemed rather taken aback and then asked where he could find him. I couldn't see any reason not to tell him, so...
You bloody fool! If the Bajin survivor is looking for him, his life could be in danger.
By the Fury! What have I done? Where is Manula? He went to inspect the exterior walls of Dragonhead Camp, so he probably at Providence Point.
Shouldn't you come with us? Because you're just...
Voices up ahead. With me, Gudrak. Stop! Radovan. Radovan! I've been looking everywhere for you. Get away from him, Rostalik.
Please, calm yourself, Radovan. He means me no harm.
Like you, I have chosen to put the past behind me. In fact, I came here to ask for Ramula's aid rebuilding Bajda's citadel. But that's impossible. Far from it. You see, we were not the only ones to escape the destruction of our home. Those who were away on missions or visiting other settlements were spared. Then there's a chance that... Listen, Radovan, your family is gone, lost in the blast. The monarchy too, and yet our clan lives on. I will seek out survivors so that we may build a home together. But if we cannot return to where Bajda once stood, we shall find a new home, land to call our home. None will ever right the wrongs I have committed even so, I shall do everything in my power to make Rostok's dream a reality. Radovan, will you join us? I am sorry, Rostok. I have already lost one family and I do not wish to lose another. Though we are not joined by blood and are as different as night and day, we have each other. And that's not all. I have passed on the ways of the Gunbreaker, the Drak, the first of many, I hope. I too taught someone of outside our clan how to wield the gunblade. I have much in common with him, Radovan. He too has someone that he wants to keep by his side, his family. If you meet any other Bajans, tell them that I will welcome their help. Perhaps one day our paths will cross again. Look after each other. Thank you, Rostok. Fare thee well.
So much for being a gunblade wielding mother. So much for being a gunblade wielding murderer. He seems quite nice, actually.
Yes. I'm glad to have been proven wrong on this occasion. Rustic is still as honorable, as wise as I remember him. And nevertheless, I appreciate you coming to my aid. And I must admit, I feared the worst when he appeared out of nowhere. Though he soon made his intentions clear, I never expect such kindness from not one but two men who had every reason to want me dead. I'm glad for you both for allowing me to work for the greater good. Speaking of which, I must fulfill my obligations to the Ishgardians until we meet again.
Now, that's over. We will return to Revenant's Toll and try to earn back the money we spent on airship tickets.
Well, I don't really spend that much money on airship tickets. Most of it just went to teleportation. Alright, time to teleport back. Or donuts.
Back at last. You know, this place is beginning to feel like home.
All this time, I thought I was the only Bachin left. Now that I know that Ross Tuck, and several others are still out there, perhaps I don't need to rush my search for new Gunbreakers. In fact, I think I would be better off working as a bodyguard again, and show people throughout Eorzea when we Bajins are capable of.
Seeing is believing after all. Maybe I could do the same for Dalmaskins. Oh, did I not tell you I'm originally from Rabanasta, the capital? The city itself was destroyed deliberately. I might add. But the Gallians left the failed rebellion. But our traditions live on. And I think I'd make quite a good ambassador for my people.
If everything goes according to plan, we'll be traveling to the foremost corners of the realm and meeting all sorts of people. So we'll still use Revenant's Toll as a place to hang our hats, as I believe that saying goes. Of course, with a gifted successor as you, I have to keep training as I won't be outdone. Or maybe you'll be the one teaching me next time.
And there we go. Gunhilder's Blade 2. Let's see. I believe one of them, they're both titles. Sworn Protector and Wandering Band. Alright. That would be it for me for now. I could say for today, because it's still not 12 for me. Alright. Again, that'll be it for me for today. I'll probably stream later tomorrow. I will stream tomorrow. I'm gonna try streaming Hogwarts tomorrow, if things don't come up. And then I'm gonna try I need to do other things. Bunch of other things. But that is it for me for now. Thank you for watching, and if you're watching the pod, I stream almost every day. I start between 9 and 7. I started at 8:30 today. Haha. It took me a lot longer than I wanted it to because I got distracted at the end. But thank you for watching. Again, thank you for watching. And if you can, like and subscribe. Have a good morning, evening, afternoon, and night. Whatever time it is for you and wherever you are.